this anger drives people crazy. There's a woman, she went viral on the internet because she received an email for Trump supporters that said, hey, you know, if you donate now, you'll get a free hat. That's what the whole email said. Donate now, get a free hat. This woman has been worked up into such an angry, mad frenzy that she was convinced this was evidence that Donald Trump was Hitler and he was about to launch another Holocaust.
No, I'm not exactly the voice that people need to be hearing right now. In fact, I need more confirmation that this is real. I've gotten some, but I need more confirmation that this is real. Trump supporters got an email that said that this email is for patriots only. You've been identified as one of President Trump's fiercest and most loyal defenders, and according to your donor file, you'd make an excellent addition to the Trump army. It goes on to tell them that they would get a limited edition camo Keep America Great hat. To let them know that you are the president's first line of defense when it comes to fighting off the liberal mob. I don't know if you know, Hitler made Jews wear yellow stars. This feels like the reverse of that.
I don't know if you know, but Hitler had a hat. He did. I don't know if you know this, but he drank water too, and Trump drinks water, and it's basically 1930s Germany, except it's not. When I watched this, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was satire. I thought this is funny. This is the most ridiculous, exaggerated version of what the liberals do whenever Trump does anything, including give away a hat if you donate some money to his campaign. No, I was wrong. I was wrong. Because she clarified later in a post after this went viral that she was dead serious.
Okay, so for me, at least, this one friggin' blew up. And you'll notice that I also posted some other ones, all concerning the same thing, but that's not how the algorithm works, so I have been told. So here's what basically went down. Me, a Jewish woman, saw swastikas, all lives matter, lots of propaganda, lots of other World War II kind of Hitler-y stuff. And so I also saw this email saying that Trump supporters can donate to get this hat to form an army. A clarifying thing that I found out from people is that just because you are a registered Republican does not mean that you got this email, but if you donated to the Trump campaign, then you got the email. Hitler did something very, very similar, but sort of in the reverse order by making Jewish people wear a yellow star, whereas now we are asking Trump supporters to distinguish themselves with this special hat. So yes, this freaked me out, and it should freak you out too, because he is identifying who to protect rather than just labeling the enemy.
So, hold on. She's defending it. She's admitting, she was like, look, I know this went viral and everything, but no, I'm serious, and here's why I reacted the way I did. I was totally right. I reacted the way I did because Hitler actually did the same thing Trump did, except it was actually the opposite. It was the opposite, but that's the fact that it was the opposite is what's so similar about it. Because, you see, she says, Hitler made Jews wear yellow stars, which is exactly like Trump giving out hats to his supporters. And you know the craziest thing of all is if you work yourself up into this sort of emotional frenzy that left-wing political leaders have whipped their followers up into over the last few years, that actually makes sense. I know it. If you work yourself up into that state, though, where you're ready to go off on a hair trigger, where you're so on edge, which, by the way, we have been in this country for at least 2 months now with these lockdowns, with everything, then any little, even remote resemblance to anything that, basically any political action Trump could take will send you off on that hair trigger. Believe it or not, that video was not the craziest thing to go around the internet yesterday. The craziest thing going around the internet is this president of the Minneapolis City Council, Allison Camerata on CNN, asks her, hey, wait a second, if someone breaks into my house to burgle me, to rape me, to harm me, to shoot me, who do I call if you've abolished the police?
We have a state action against our police department, which gives us legal mechanisms in the very short term. There's lessons from all over the country, all over the world that we're looking to take immediate steps while we work toward building the systems that we would need to imagine that future.
Do you understand that the word dismantle or police-free also makes some people nervous? For instance, what if in the middle of the night my home is broken into? Who do I call?
Yes, I mean, I hear that loud and clear from a lot of my neighbors. And I know, and myself too, and I know that that comes from a place of privilege, because for those of us for whom the system is working, I think we need to step back and imagine what it would feel like to already live in that reality, where calling the police may mean more harm is done.
What? So, where do we even begin on that one? It says, hey, what do I do if you abolish the police and I need the police to come there to stop the person trying to kill me or anything? And she says, right, that's privilege. You need to understand that that's a privilege. And so, and imagine the world in which, the police coming is actually worse for you. So first of all, that's not a world. There's no world in which people call the police and then the police coming is worse for them than the criminal just, continuing to attack them, take their stuff, shoot them, whatever, right? That world doesn't exist. That's an imaginary world. But then the promise here is, now actually, look, it's privileged to be able to call 911 and have the cops come and stop the criminal. Imagine a world that would be otherwise than that world you're living in now. We don't have to imagine it because you're abolishing the police. So that's about to become a reality. That reality is uniformly worse for everybody. And only in the insane fantasy world of the left could that possibly be an improvement. Hey, Michael Knowles here, and the fact is, a life of cigars and scotch does not come cheap. So please be sure to subscribe to the Daily Wire on YouTube, because I depend heavily on your support to continue this wonderful lib-triggering life. Thanks.